NPM or Node Package Manager comes with Node and it installs external Node packages from command line. The packages can be utility functions, libraries, or whole frameworks altogether. Once installed, they will be dependencies of our application. The basic commands of NPM would be following. We have npm init to create our project manifest file, which will list our dependencies. npm install package name with dash dash save flag will install package locally and add it to our dependencies. npm install package name dash flag will install package globally, so we can access anywhere on our machine. Keep in mind though, it might ask for permissions, so you need to run it with a sudo and then enter your credentials. And last, we're gonna have npm install package name dash dash save dash dev, which will use package only while developing. As an example, that could be some kind of testing library that we're only using while developing and not in production. So why don't we test it out? And you don't have to code along, since this is just to show you basics, and we're gonna delete our example anyway. So I'm gonna head over again to my desktop. I can see that this is gonna be my folder. And since the repetition is the mother of the knowledge, we know that we would need to somehow navigate to that folder. So first of all, let me make this much more bigger. And let's just write over here, then this is gonna be CD. And then we're gonna be navigating to this folder. The moment I'm gonna press return, we will gonna be in the folder. And the first thing that I would like to do is run npm init to create our package JSON. So at the moment it says, well, okay, so what would be the name? So let's just say that this is going to be example app, or let's just call this app. Then we have version, and you can easily skip all of these. They don't matter for us anyway. So version, something, description, again, I'm just going to say whatever. Then we have the entry point, which in our case is just going to be index.html. Good repository, again, we don't care. And if you want to skip through them, you can just type over here return anyway. And for author, again, we really don't care. License as well. And then in this case, this just shows us what we're going to have. So name, and since we skipped the rest of them, these are just going to be our options. In this case, I'm going to say yes, that I'm happy with that. And at this moment, we have the npm init run. In that case, we should have our package JSON. Now, the moment I'm going to open this up, sure enough, I have my package JSON. So why don't we install our first package? And again, you don't need to run this. I'm just going to show you how this would work in general. So let's say, and you know what, I did close the console. So I'm going to have to open this up again. And again, we're going to have to navigate it since I would like to install this locally. So my apologies, but we're going to have to repeat some steps, or probably you didn't have to. I just have to repeat them. And then we're going to say CD. Again, we're going to navigate over here. And now I'd like to install, let's say, Bootstrap. So I'm going to write npm install, then I'm going to say dash dash save, and then we're writing what kind of dependency that would be. So in our case, this is going to be the Bootstrap. Now, the moment we're going to run this, this is going to install the Bootstrap as our dependency in our project. In order to see that, notice that we have our node modules. Now, node modules is where our dependencies are going to be. And once we're going to install create React app, you'll see that there's going to be way many more dependencies than just one Bootstrap, which in our case, we installed Bootstrap. It was installed locally to our project since we were currently at the project. And then we can access it here in node modules, as well as we can look at the package JSON. So in this case, the moment I'm going to open up the package JSON, as you see right now, I'm going to have my dependencies, and my dependency is currently Bootstrap, since this is something that we already installed. And also install packages globally, which is going to be the case with create React app. Now, how this is going to work. And again, you don't need to type along, just watch how this is going to happen and the mistakes that we can have. So let's say I'm going to say npm, and then I would like to say install, and I'm going to run nodemon, which is a monitoring tool. And then in this case, I'm going to add my G flag. So what's going to happen is that it's going to start installing this, but if everything goes correct, this should throw me a big fat error because I don't have permissions doing that. So basically the command is saying, hey, listen, buddy, I know you're trying to install this globally, but you're not allowed. So like I said, we would need to first run sudo. And you know what? Let me first clear the console. And then we're going to write sudo. Then we're gonna repeat the command. So I'm gonna say npm install, then -g, and then we're looking for node bound package. And now it right away is gonna ask me for my password. So in this case, I'm gonna write my password. And the moment I type the password, if everything is correct and if the password matches and the package actually exists and everything, we should have our package installed globally. So we're gonna have access to this package and we can run it anywhere from the machine, whether from this folder or from the desktop or whatever home directory. So those would be the basics of NPM and how we can combine the command line tool with an NPM.